Rachel Band, I'm going. That's one way.
Count the pockets.
Remember when everyone said the WNBA wasn't ready for Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese? Well, they were half right. Clark just put up numbers that have never been seen before in the league. But Reese, she's facing some unexpected challenges. Here's what went down in their latest matchup. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Do you recall the days when newcomers were expected to learn the ropes before causing a stir? Clark created a tsunami, not just some waves. What transpires when a rookie phenom makes history in the WNBA and leaves a fellow rookie in her wake? It will soon be known to the league. In just one game, Caitlin Clark broke records and stunned everyone. That works out to 31 points and 12 assists. But wait, it's not just about the figures. It's also about how she arrived at them. With 8 field goals out of 14 and 5 3-pointers out of 9 tries, Clark was shooting lights out. It's the type of accuracy that causes defenders to second-guess their decisions in life. However, this is where Clark truly made her impact. She made NBA history by being the first player to record 4 games with 50 or more points scored or assists in a single season with this performance. Give that a moment to settle in. Not even the top names in the league have managed to pull this off before.
Great job of picking Caitlin Clark up early, but she...
What's some advice you've given her? And what?
I love her. I love the way Caitlin Clark is playing.
In addition to performing at a rookie level, Clark is pushing the boundaries of what a first-year athlete can accomplish. Furthermore, Clark isn't playing for a losing team. Her performance was the main reason for the Indiana Fever's triumph over the Chicago Sky, which they won 100-81. This victory guaranteed the Fever a spot in the playoffs, not simply another win. Clark is altering the course of her team's destiny rather than merely producing impressive results. You may be wondering though how a rookie can enter the game and play such a dominant role. You have an answer from Clark. I think we just understand each other a lot better, she remarked. When you have the chemistry and the time to play together, confidence only grows. Clark is more concerned with the team's cohesiveness than he is with individual skill. And on the court, boy, did that team dynamic come through. In addition to scoring a season-high amount of points, the Fever had 26 assists out of 32 baskets made. That's beautiful basketball, not just terrific basketball. Clark improves everyone around her in addition to excelling on her own.
Make sure that the ball moves around until it gets back in the hand.
Extended run from the end of the first quarter. Another assist for Caitlin Clark, the latest.
Sure, Clark had a great game, but can she keep this up? Is probably what's on your mind right now. The truth is that this performance wasn't an anomaly. It is a continuation of a pattern that began early in the season. Clark is playing historic games, not just excellent ones. The other players in the league are taking note of her because of how consistently she is performing. But first, let's briefly pan out. What does all of this signify for the WNBA? In addition to shattering records, Clark is setting the standard for what players should expect from the game. Longtime followers' passion is being rekindled, while new viewers are being drawn in by her zeal and expertise. Something extraordinary is happening when luminaries like Shaq and Sue Bird show up courtside to watch a rookie play. As Clark's fame rises, another rookie is finding it difficult to stay on course.
Here's Clark. Her 29 points gets tripped up.
The twist is that, despite losing, she is still creating history. How is it possible for one player to lose the match but win the records? That is Angel Reese's story, and it is one you should not miss. Reese's night against the Indiana Fever wasn't easy. She was only able to send out 2 assists and score 10 points. That's a performance that'll keep you up at night for a player of her caliber. The thing with exceptional players, though, is that they still manage to have an impact even when their shots aren't falling. And Reese did precisely that. Although she had difficulty putting the ball in the basket, she was unstoppable when she was on the boards. Reese demonstrated that she's still a formidable player even on a bad night by grabbing 11 rebounds. Okay, but 11 rebounds doesn't make up for a low-scoring game. You might be asking yourself at this point. Now, buckle up because things is going to get interesting. Reese's 11 rebounds not only benefited her team, but also helped her become a legendary player in the WNBA. Reese beat the legendary Tina Charles with that performance, setting a new rookie record with 23 double-doubles. Give that a moment to settle in. Reese had already shattered a record held by one of the all-time greats in her first season in the league. That is not only excellent, it is legendary. But there's still more. Reese not only broke one record, but two as well. With 399 rebounds, she also surpassed the Chicago season record held by Sylvia Fowles. Yes, Reese is now being discussed alongside one of the greatest centers in WNBA history, Sylvia Fowles. These records are more than simply statistics. They provide as evidence of Reese's dependability, tenacity, and capacity to have an impact on the game even when her shots don't fall. They demonstrate that Reese is a player who puts it on every night and isn't just a one-night wonder. However, never assume for a moment that Reese is content with recognition for himself. She was very clear after the game that the most important thing is winning. Reese declared, "We can go up or we can go down. We'd prefer not to keep losing. None of us are feeling good about it." You can learn everything there is to know about Reese from that quote. If her accomplishments as an individual don't result in team successes, she won't settle for less. She is driven to make things better, competitive, and eager. Two young players, one game, and all of a sudden the WNBA is changing. By altering box scores, Clark and Reese are rewriting the future of the league. But at what cost to veterans and well-established teams? Now, let's discuss the Indiana Fever. They are now 16-16 and have just crashed the playoff party. That's a declaration rather than merely a victory. In addition to being featured on highlight reels, Clark's incredible performance packed the arena and helped her club win a championship in the postseason. And however, the Chicago Sky are in free fall while the Fever are at an all-time high. They are now 1-5 after the Olympic break as their loss dropped them to 11-20. It's the kind of slump that has supporters reaching for the panic button and coaches worrying late at night. How much can one player really change a team's fortunes? Is probably what's on your mind. The answer is, well, a lot in the case of Caitlin Clark. The Fever not only prevailed, but also scored more points than any other team this season. On 32 baskets, we're talking about 26 assists. That's not simply skillful basketball. That's the kind of collaboration that brings home the hardware. Conversely, the Sky let up a season-high amount of points. It appears as though Clark's genius shrouded the whole Chicago defense in darkness. This game served as a wake-up call more than just a defeat. But this is when the intriguing part starts. Not only are Clark and Reese altering their clubs, but the WNBA as a whole. The league is being forced to pay heed as these rookies are drawing in spectators and media attention. Consider it. When was the last time WNBA newcomers generated this much excitement? Clark's breaking marks that were untouchable by some all-time greats. Reese is out there shattering legendary rebounding records. This is advantageous for the league as a whole, not just for their teams. However, high expectations accompany exceptional potential. Experienced clubs and well-established players are feeling the heat from these newbies. Abruptly, the veteran observes them, wondering if their reign of supremacy is drawing to an end. Not to be overlooked are the supporters. The competition between Reese and Clark, that's the kind of plot that drives TV ratings and ticket sales. We are discussing two up-and-coming talents who are both driven to succeed and are shattering records. That's what dreams in sports are made of. The crucial question is, can the league take advantage of this new talent wave? Will there be more games in prime time, larger sponsorship agreements, and more publicity in the media? Or would it be expected of these rookies to take the lead in expanding the league themselves? There is no denying that the WNBA is evolving. A new generation of players led by Clark and Reese want to be great rather than just be good. They are altering the game, not just participating in it. What does this signify then for women's basketball going forward? The league we're seeing is more thrilling, competitive, and unexpected than it has ever been. Veterans will have to improve their performance or face falling behind. In order to confront these new superstars, teams will need to modify their tactics.